That camera looks so off. Looks like crooked. I am live, and I just like always, I'm going to give it a few minutes for everybody to get on. I'm going to try and fix my camera in the meantime. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So I have in the title as an open discussion, where I'm going to try and have an open discussion with people on here. Hopefully the acoustics are okay. Please let me know. What's up, Firehawk? I wanted to have an open discussion with the people that regularly join me about different topics. That's why I wanted to change the live a little bit. I wanted to kind of not so much make it a Q&A, which we can still do. We can still have questions and answers. But also I wanted to make this, an open discussion for different types of like topics, I guess. So we can talk about what the title is today, which is DIY, hiring a pro builder, or hiring a builder, period. I'm about to sneeze. Oh man, that's not good on a live stream. Wow. So DIY, hire a pro, or maybe build your own. So I'm going to get into that probably in the 3 or 4 minute mark. So I have enough time for people to get on, and we can have an open discussion with that for everybody that does tune in. And we thank you, Firehawk. Appreciate that. Thank you, Nancy and TAGA. Appreciate you. What's up, Frankie Jr.? Because I want to start talking about interesting topics with everybody. I think that'll be kind of cool. I don't know if I like this camera because I'm looking down at the screen, but the camera is up high. I don't know if I like that. What do you guys think? I think the cam and mic might be what's heated up. Hold on. Where the hell is Firehawk, Colorado? He's in Colorado. Is my mic, does this not sound like it's supposed to be? What's going on? What's going on? Ugh, that would suck. What's up, Joe? So let's see if, hold on. I just muted it and turned it back on. Is there a large echo in here? Because I'm in my office. But we can shout out from Montreal wow, did I just say Montreal when it's actually Montana? I saw the exclamation points, and that's what screwed me up. All right, let me see if I can fix this real quick. I don't want to mess around with it too much, but let me just find out here. No. All right, well, I'm just going to go. Somebody just asked a question hi from Florida. That was Joy. He said, with so many vans, I'm assuming makers having issues and recalls, how do I choose a van? Okay. That's kind of like, how do you choose a car, right? I mean, it's a roll of a dice, right? You know what? Oh, that's plugged in. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. It's like almost like a crapshoot where you might have. I mean, there's always going to be recalls. There's always going to be something mechanically wrong with every machine that's put out there ever. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And with the new crop of electric vehicles coming out, I mean, the electric vehicles have come a long way over the last 5 years, and they weren't perfect when they first came out, right? It's like, so same thing with, you know, new vans or new technology or anything of that nature. It's going to take some time. So there is no way, like right or wrong way to pick a van. I think there are some vans that are better than others. I also think there's a lot of pros and cons to every van. But it's a very difficult thing to do in that regard. Joe, we're going off topic here. We can do some Q's and A's, but I can go back and forth to what the title is. Joe asked, how's the Jeep doing? The Jeep is doing great. I just posted on my Instagram. I started packing things up, and I have a video coming out on Sunday about the Jeep and finishing it up and what the slight changes I made after my first trip. And then the tour of it will be out next week. I'm going to be taking it out, I think, like next week. Actually, I'm taking it to Portland, so I'm very excited to test it out yet again. But it's finally starting to warm up here. Actually, you know what? Christian and I are taking my Jeep and his rig out this weekend. It's going to be beautiful here this weekend in the 70s. I'm super excited. So I do have to get my Jeep done before I do take it out, which will be in the next couple of days. Let's see here. Thank you, Fire Rock. I am just going with it. What do you think of the Ford Transit vans, specifically the 250s? Now, I think it goes 150, 250, 350, if I'm not mistaken. If the 250 is the midsize, which I think is comparable to about the 144 Sprinter, I would love that size. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's I don't think, like, bumper to bumper, I think over 20 feet is excessive. Now, I'm just a single, person. If you are two people, then that is a different scenario. However, I've seen many people fit into small spaces, like couples or things like that. So I think the 250 is a perfect size for a single individual, a single person. I think the 144 is a perfect size, and I think the 136 ProMaster is a good size for a single person. The 159 ProMaster is fine as well, because that's about 21 feet bumper to bumper. Your inside on the 159 ProMaster, I believe, is 12 feet. The inside on a 136 ProMaster, I think, is 10 feet. Therefore, the inside of a the 250 Transit, I think, is like 10, 11 feet inside. So I think that's perfect size. Again, I just fit a whole lot into a back of a Jeep Gladiator. So I know that I can design something in a small space. But you get better at it, the more you do it and the more you play around with it and the more you tinker with things. Did I buy the Guzzle H2O, or do you feel that it is worth the money? Sabrina, great question. Thank you for asking. The Guzzle H2O, I did purchase it. They did give me a like another one of their filters that's called the Stealth. And I was trying to incorporate in the Jeep, but it just didn't fit. So I'll probably use it for a future van build. The Guzzle H2O, I think, is really cool. I have not used it yet. I plan on using it this weekend and in the upcoming trip that I'm doing to Utah, Phoenix, and San Diego. Do I think it's worth the money? I can't answer that yet, because I think it's like $900. Are there other companies out there doing that? Yes, there are. Are they as good as the Guzzle H2O? That is up for debate. I believe that the Guzzle H2O is a phenomenal contraption, and I cannot wait to use it. They're actually waiting on like a video from me, because I couldn't use it all winter. I love going on trips, Joe. I agree with you. Hey, Jared. Hey, Elena. That girl, Elena. That's pretty cool. I'm going to be starting a DIY conversion on my family's old Chevy G20. Wow, that's a beast. Soon, and I wanted to say thank you for inspiring me. Oh, you're welcome. What is some advice do you have for someone just starting? I've said this a million times, and I'll say it 1,000,001. Take your time. Be patient. Do not get frustrated. Typically, when you get frustrated, I mean, I can say that until I'm blue in the face. I guarantee you you're going to. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of swearing. There's going to be a lot of like, stomping of the feet, I guess. Just bear with it and you will get through it. Do as much research and that you can on every specific thing that you do inside of the rig. I never built out an overlanding rig in a Jeep Gladiator before, but I spent months doing research before I even started to dive into that. I reached out to people that, luckily I'm in my position where I had a lot, my reach was maybe further than most. However, when I did my first van build, I spent 6 months doing research. So you can condense that time. I did 6 months. It was a long time, but you can definitely condense a 6 months research time. Every night, go on and go onto forums, go on to, sites like Facebook and Reddit, and then, check out Instagram, get inspiration. And then you can do, you can also watch a lot of YouTube videos, obviously. So there's a million ways that you can do research, but definitely just check that. Take your time and patience, really. And so I would say the two things are patience and research for me to sum that up or conclude that. Thank you, Patrick. What do you guys think about doing a DIY versus hiring a professional builder? Do you guys prefer it? The people that have vans out there, or that maybe are doing a DIY van currently? What do you guys think about? I would love if anybody's on here that's like mid DIY van build. Would you go back and would you say, you know what, I'm just going to hire somebody to do this, or would you, or something along those lines? Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the live discussion here. I'd love to have Buck SDs build me a van. Wouldn't we all? He said that he would do a conversion on a Tesla van when it comes out. Him and I have talked about that a lot, actually, and I'll get into it after I read the rest of your comment. I love everything about his builds, but I wish he didn't cost so much. Very expensive. Yes, Brock, he is very expensive. In comparison to the other van builders out there, he's right in par, actually. If you look up a company called Benchmark Vehicles is a massive conversion company, and they're selling vans for $300,000. $300,000. So they're adventure rigs. A lot of that money is to the outside components, but that's neither here nor there. Annette Gray, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Annette Gray. I took a classes, acting classes with an Annette Gray. I mean, it's a very common name, but it's that just like reminded me of her. She was a phenomenal person. Speaking of phenomenal people, happy birthday to my dear good friend, Alexa Glazer. She was one of my van life friends for many years and is still my very good friend to this day. Today's her birthday, so I figured I'd give her a happy birthday shout out. I want to do a van DIY for sure. Joy. Awesome. And again, 2004 Astra. I just started my DIY build on a 2004 Astra. Awesome. I have nothing. I did 2 DIYs plus a Jeep Gladiator DIY. So I have nothing against DIY. I'm just kind of curious on what your guys' thoughts are, DIY versus a professional builder, or a builder. I also call them backyard builders, right? Or driveway builders. People that don't have like a huge establishment, but you hire them to do the work. That's pretty much what a backyard builder is, in my opinion. Evan, you said so you're the one with the Astro van. You said you're debating on hiring a pro, though. I think I call them DIY assist builds. I think there's a way to do builds by hiring people to do things of the things that we don't want to do. So if you have any welding that you want done, Evan, and you can't weld, there's no shame in hiring somebody to do that, or even the electrical system. Which, if you're doing an Astro van, I would say, because an Astro van is very similar to maybe like an overlanding rig. Oh, by the way, do you have the 4x4 Astro? Because those things are so cool. Or the all-wheel drive Astros. Those are like hidden gems for those people that don't know what the Astro van is. Personally, I've always think of the same way I would an antique car restoration. Interesting. Do as much as you think you can capable of handling and outsource the rest. I love that, Jonathan. A semi DIY, yeah, semi DIY. I kind of like that, semi DIY, or That's a good rhyme to it. Semi DIY or a DIY assist build. Um, what can possibly go wrong? True story. I did DIY. You have a lot. You have to love the work. I agree with you, Marco. Very much so. A lot of research and even more actual hard work. Don't do it for the money. Yeah, for anybody that wants to do a like, oh, I'm just gonna like flip a van, right? If you were just build a van and you were to think you can make it a quick 20, 30 grand, first of all, it ain't quick. And second of all, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I know a lot of people that have done DIY vans and they said, I'm going to do this in 3 months. And then 8 months later, they have their van. So I think a lot of you maybe on here that are DIYers can also agree to that, oh, I think I can do this in this amount of time. I usually tell people to double their time, or it's 1.5 times of what they think it's going to take. So if they're thinking 3 months, it's actually closer to 6, or it could be maybe 4.5, somewhere along those lines, because that's really how long it does take. For somebody that is maybe not unexperienced, but like unexperienced or the novice level or maybe intermediate level when it comes to that stuff. I don't know that Tranquility. I'm trying to see. First of all, they're two different. One's it would be hooked up to my computer because it's all done through my computer. I said I was trying to work on that earlier. I have no idea if my mic is plugged in. That would really suck. I don't want to unplug it because one time I unplugged it and then it just all went to poo-poo. I don't know why this should be working. Whatever. I'm just going with it. Aluminum or wood frames for bed and upper cabinets. Great question, Laurie. Oh my God. That was a great question, and I hopefully can catch up to the rest right now. Hold on. Okay, so I actually don't think there's a wrong answer there. I think I like the actual mixture of aluminum and wood. I think the upper cabinet should be aluminum framed with it bolted directly to the frame of the van. Hopefully that made sense. And then I would do bottom cabinets. You can do either or. You can frame it out in a 3/4 inch plywood, or you can frame it out with aluminum, like tubed aluminum or 80/20. And then, go with it that way. Bed frame, I think you should do aluminum 100%. Using like a 2x6 just doesn't make sense. But you can definitely frame it out either with tubed aluminum or 80/20. And go from there. If you have a welder or if you know a welder, they can do it cheap. Great. If not, 80/20 is probably a good way to go. Different sizes. Actually, got a tour coming out tomorrow of 2 gentlemen that were amazing, and they kind of break down the different sizes of 80/20 that they use throughout the entire build, which was really cool. It was like a 1-minute blurb of them doing that, so it was really nice. And the entire thing was DIY, and they did an incredible job. I can't wait to show this rig tomorrow. You build your first van for your enemy. Andrew, I've heard this before. I mean, I don't believe that. You build, your first van is supposed to be for you. Every van is supposed to be for you. I get what you're saying. I get what that saying is. It's kind of a joke, obviously. Second for a friend and third for yourself. Yeah, I agree to disagree with that. My first van, I loved it. It's still out there. It's great. I built it for me. I lived in it for 2 years, and I sold it to a wonderful girl. And then the second van, obviously, I still see it. I love it. I miss it. So I get what you're saying though, but I kind of hate that saying, but at the same time, I understand where it's coming from. What if you do 2 at once? Lori, is it Lori? One for me and then to flip the other. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a massive investment. If you got that cash lying around, I think a good estimate of a DIY van, 20K. If you can do a DIY van for 20K, then you are doing it well. 25 is like, you're right there. I think that's pretty. I think that's there. I don't think this is plugged. It is plugged in. Live streams. I don't know what else is picking up. That's like, I don't know what else would be like. I don't have a mic on my computer. Even automobile, yeah. All right. So, what would be lighter using, aluminum or wood? Again, Evan, great question again. I actually don't know. And my buddy Mark and I wanted to actually do a video on this, and I never did, but we'd have to build out 2 frames the exact same way and see which one was lighter and heavier. I actually think that they are very, very close in regards to like weight, I guess. Yeah, I really do. What did you do? What did I do for my Murphy bed? Wait, what did you do your Murphy bed with 80/20? I did not use 80/20 in my last build at all, Jonathan. It was 100% wood. Obviously, a lot of 3/4 inch ply, and that no 80/20, no metal. Geez, no metal whatsoever, actually. Obviously, I bolted everything down. It was crazy, but it would have been easier with 80/20. I originally did want to use 80/20, but my dad actually talked me out of it. He's old school, you know. He's yeah, hopefully he's on right now and he's looking at this. You know, he's in his 60s. He's old school. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand. You know, I'm just kidding. Of course he does. Ken, you asked, should I buy the van new and then contract someone, or let the builder buy it and wait? The builders, I know, you typically buy it yourself and bring them the van. There are very few company that's more so like a massive company that would go and build it or buy it and then they hold on to it. Is that what you're asking? Should I buy the van new and then contract someone, or let the builder buy it and wait? Ken, you can do it either way. And I think that what you're trying to say is like, should I buy the van and then like hire like a handyman to build out the van? I think that you can do it that way. You just have to have the and this is actually part of the business I'm opening or starting, is you have to have somebody that kind of delegates all of the people that you have working. So you have someone that does electrical, someone that does your framing, someone that does your plumbing, someone that does finish work, you know, so you have different people throughout that. And that's what I think you were getting at. And I'm trying to start a van project managing service, but that is going to be like a monthly or a weekly rate that somebody would pay me. And that would be interesting. I do want to do that though. I don't want to do it for the super rich, but unfortunately, you're probably going to have money to do that. Yeah, I have the money to get the ProMasters, yeah, with extra alternator as well as all the guts. Interesting. The extra alternator on a Ram ProMaster. I like how you called it a Ramaster. That's pretty cool. 2 at once for the first build. Marco, I want to go back to that. You're absolutely right. I wouldn't do 2 at once for the first van build. I would do 1 to kind of know how you do it. If you want to get into the van building business, you definitely, because I really feel that like a van builder doesn't really find their groove until their 5th van, give or take. Maybe their 3rd, maybe their 4th. There's a reason why I don't build vans professionally, guys. Not just because I don't have the time to, but because I don't have the knowledge and know-how to really compare myself to like the upper echelon of van builders. I think it's very disheartening when I see vans that are for sale for 200,000 and this is like their 1st or 2nd van. I'm like, really? And they're like, oh, well, we did all the research. We know what we're talking about. I can promise you that there are things that you have missed or that you would do differently from van 1 to van 2, all the way up to van 5, 6, and 7. I am telling you this. If you are going to tell me that you are wrong, then please grow up. I hate to be harsh right now, but that is the truth. Oh man, I can't wait for the people to come after me on this one. Tesla should hire Buck SD to do a conversion of the upcoming van. Yeah, maybe. Why not hire me to design it? They have you know what kind of team that they have of engineers and designers? No offense to Buck SD because I love the guy, but though his engineer team and design team would put Buck SD to shame. Like they're top of the line designers and engineers. The Cybertruck for Tesla's the Cybertruck looks pretty sweet. I actually kind of do like it. It looks very futuristic. However, if I did decide this, the next rig that I would like to do, I would like for it to be an electric vehicle, whether it's the electric Hummer. There's a company called Canoe. It's CANNO or CANOO, one of those. The Canoe would be a really cool build to do. The Rivian would be another truck would be really cool to do. I think there's another company called Atlas. That would be really cool to do. Like the Jeep. Jeep is coming out with an all-electric vehicle. So the next 5 years are going to be really exciting for the electric vehicles. Again, the Cybertruck. But I definitely, whether it's 2 years or 3 years down the road, the next build I do will more than likely be an electric vehicle. I think it would be really cool. I think it would be really, really cool. You said, I think it would be better to purchase the van than have someone to build out if that is what you want to do and have the time or experience. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I've been trying to look for gasoline water heaters. Gasoline water heaters have any resources or build, or I didn't even know the gasoline water heaters were a thing. You're talking about like the ones that you can hook up. I think Dometic makes them. If I'm not, I could be wrong. I honestly haven't really looked too much into those. Uh-oh, hold on. They're trying to look into. Oh, that was you. Okay, if you're trying to do something that's worth doing it right, absolutely, Joe. I agree with you. Hi, Janine. I don't see much overlanding content produced in the Northeast U.S. Is that just me? No, William, it's not just you. You're absolutely right. Where the heck are the overlanding crowds? I don't think the overlanding is really big in the East Coast, or van life for that matter. I think they are not behind the times, but I just think that they're just a different breed over there. I'm from the Northeast. I can say that. I'm from Boston. I think they're big into camping. Obviously, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, great upstate New York, great camping spots, all the way up into Canada. There's camping all along the Atlantic seaboard. There's camping all throughout, like in between New York and Chicago, all through up in there, up in Ontario, Canada is beautiful. So, I think they're big into camping, not so much the overlanding world, but the overlanding camping, we're all one big family, right, William? Hey, Bobby Joe, what up? Yeah, these electric trucks and SUVs are great. I agree with you. Talk about codes, legalization, rules, laws regarding vans for living. Okay, no building codes. You're right. DTSFA. You are 100% right, and I do want to talk about that. I'm making a video kind of about what I have the title as today. And that is one of the topics of discussion where right now the builders are getting away with murder because they don't have building codes. There's nobody to inspect your plumbing, your mean of egress, your electrical setup. There's nobody signing off on that. And that is a big thing. I mean, the RV industry never had anybody sign off on any of this stuff. Maybe the Department of Transportation, which is DOT, maybe they'll come along and they will do some sort of legalization in the future. I mean, I think they're going to have to with the popularity of van life. I just think that it will come around eventually. But great point. And I definitely will talk about that in the future when I make a video. Do you know of any van build out businesses in Las Vegas? No, however, I did announce this in my last live. I do actually. I did announce this in my last live that I will be moving there officially in June. So if there are some van life companies out there, please hit me up. My friend Kaden is starting one, but she's like building spec vans and selling them. And she's outsourcing practically the whole thing. So she's starting a company out there. There might be a couple out there that I just don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. There's like van builders everywhere, right? You just got to find them. Explore Van X is a website, and I believe they have a list of all the builders that like register through them, and then they have locations. So you can check out that website if you'd like. Carla, why are you sorry? Oh, are you afraid of camping in the desert and find a snake in your camper? No, no. First of all, my tent, I guess it doesn't matter how high your tent is. No, everything zips up. Everything zips. I mean, I guess they could slither into anything. I'm more arachnophobic, so I'm more afraid of that coming into my tent than anything. Snakes? Whatever. I'll put a snake around my neck. A creepy crawler on my face? I'll freak out. I'll scream. What's up, Sabrina? What do you got going on? Can touch on the different types of water tanks and what are available, the ones you recommend. Oof. I mean, that's a very open-ended question. It really depends on the design of the build. I personally wouldn't go over 25 to 30 gallons in a van. If you have a bus, I mean, I would go as high as 100 gallons because they can handle the weight, because it's more so on weight and weight distribution than anything. You don't need a large gray water tank. I like the fact of having a gray water with an electronic ball valve, which you can easily, like open up a valve pretty much so you can dump easily. But you don't need a huge gray water tank. You can get away with 5 gallon, 7 gallons on a gray water tank. And then on a fresh water, anywhere between 20 to 30, 36 maybe. Over the wheel well water tanks are great. Northwest Conversion makes great ones. They work with a lot of different designs. And then, anything that's obviously BPA free. I think my friend Anthony's actually making aluminum water tanks now, which is kind of interesting, but also really, I guess, environmental friendly when it comes to using plastic. What do you got, Carla? Do you have a special driver's license to drive a van or RV? No, you do not. Actually, your license comes down to weight. And I think it's anything under 25,999 or 24,999 for most states. I think that's got to be a country, at least the United States. That's got to be a countrywide thing. So that I could be wrong on that weight, but it should say on somebody's. I don't have my license with me, but it actually says on licenses, I think. And then if you would have a motorcycle, you need a motorcycle license. Planning to switch from AGM to lithium soon. Any recommendations? Go to my website, jaredtachi.com, and I am a big supporter of two batteries, which were Rely On, and I have a discount code for that, and Lion, which I also have a discount code for. RELION, and then Lion is LION. Go to my website, jaredtachi.com. You can find it in the products, I think. .com. Those are the two batteries that I have looked at, tested. In my second van and my Jeep, I have used Rely On for two different reasons. Number one, I actually really, really like their batteries, and they focus a lot on their batteries. And they also, I'm a brand ambassador for them, so they did hook me up. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm transparent as all heck. So I'm more than happy of telling that to people. But I also like the low temperature battery, which is in my Jeep. It's amazing. It can get down to like -4. It's ridiculous. Okay, that was you. I'm taking the what approach? I'm not waiting for everything is finished before taking it on trips. Andrew, it's actually a really cool concept. I like that a lot, Andrew, because if you go into the van and you take it on a trip, whether it's empty or semi-built, you're going to learn a lot about what your wants and needs are for that van, and the build in general. How do you sit here? Why do you go and stand over here? Waking up to go to the bathroom in the morning. How do you like to sleep? Which direction you like to sleep? So all of these things, I usually try to tell people that in my consulting sessions, where if you have the van and it's empty, take a random trip in it, whether it's for 1 night, 2 nights, whatever it is, just like almost empty. I slept in both of my vans empty for 1 month before I started the build. And in that 1 month, I changed micro things, but they made a big difference. Hope that makes sense. Annette, you gave me a super chat earlier, so I'm going to skip down to you. During intermission, will you give us a short piece of your stand-up comedy? Oh, man. No, I can't do that. I mean, I'm leaving my stand-up. How do I do this? Like, my stand-up stuff will be on my other page, but like you guys will see like behind the scenes stuff on this page. I'm very much looking forward to getting back into stand-up. And I also I made my Jeep actually into stealth mobile, on top of it being a BA overlanding rig. We will get more into the comedy stuff, I promise you. Will I do a live comedy session? I'd like to. I'd like to do one in the future. Is that cool with you, Annette? Does that work? Yes, I'm scary off snakes. So, Storm, I plan on stealing RV when I'm finished nursing school. Oh, a stealthing? All right. I'm glad you cleared that up. Yeah, I actually think that's I love, like, are you into a traveling nurse, Storm? Bob Lewis, what up? Bob here from Custom Van Builders in Las Vegas. Bob, thank you so much, and shout out to you, Bob, because you are a Las Vegas builder. Hey, Bob Lewis, can you shoot me an email, and I will put my email down here. I would love to look at your shop some more, and I'm going to be moving there, and I'd like to maybe even get a video with you. How do you like that, Mr. Bob Lewis? Shoot me an email and send me your website. Custom Van Builders, I'll check them out. I actually kind of think, now that you say that, I think I've heard of you, but that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool, man, to kind of meet up with you when I'm out there in Las Vegas in June. Moving there, boom. You're living proof that there's a way. There's a way when there's a will. I appreciate that. Because I do work my buns off. So I hope that you guys out there also work your butts off too. Do you think the people will use Goal Zero Yeti or other all-in-one battery systems? Sorry for the hitting of the table, but I just realized this. Nope, that's all the way up. Yes. Who was that? Was that Lori? Yes, I absolutely think the people will be going to all-in-one units. I think Goal Zero is really stepping up their game. However, I think Blue Eddy is also stepping up their game. My friends over at Light Harvest Solar are going to be stepping up their game. I think these units are phenomenal. I think that they're great. They're all-in-one units. You don't have to, they're, a fraction of the cost, not a fraction, but less cost than building your own unit. You don't have to do any research on electrical, which is great. So I think that the overlanding especially, but I think like the more less expensive van lifer will also benefit from this as well moving forward. Great question. Annette Gray, you said absolutely can't wait. I forget what you're referencing to, but yeah, I can't wait either. Oh, the comedy. Thank you, Annette. I really appreciate you. Yeah, Bob, do you need any extra hands? Are you hiring, Mr. Lewis? Mr. Bob Lewis, the owner of Van Customs in Las Vegas, Van Custom Builders or something like that in Vegas. I just screwed that one up. Paper Trader Pro. Interesting. Like Dumber Mifflin. If I want to sell my van, can you do my van tour? I can do your van tour regardless. How do you like them apples? You can also send me an email. My email is up in the thingamajiggy, info at jaratachi.com. I'll put it down there for everybody again. But I don't know where you are located, paper trader, but we can, hopefully set something up. I'm going to be traveling in the next we are hiring, Bob said. I'm going to be traveling the next couple of months. I'm going to be moving to Las Vegas. I'm currently in Bend, Oregon. Going to Portland next week, and then I'm going to Utah, Phoenix, San Diego for about 2 to 3 weeks in May, and then coming back to Bend, packing up my house, moving it to Las Vegas. Oh my goodness, I have a busy couple months. Best way to get in contact with me is my email, which I just put in right before your comments. Bob, maybe I'll come by and I'll work for you. I'm looking for a job. Exploring Doran R. Brown, thank you very much. Have I ever experienced a tornado or hurricane moment while you were doing van travels? Carla, not while I'm doing van travels. I was in a couple hurricanes as a kid out in the Northeast. But as you know, the hurricanes aren't that bad up there. Never like a South hurricane, whether it's through Texas, Louisiana, Florida, the Carolinas, never through there, Georgia. Not through there, no. I've gone through maybe 6 earthquakes. I've been through hail, and I've actually, I'm going to do my best never to see a tornado. They scare the bejesus out of me. Oh my goodness. But the people that I have talked to that have been through tornadoes, there's really nothing to be scared of. They're pretty much as clear as day right in front of you, or off to the side. Just make sure you're not in the tornado's path. Just bypass Portland altogether. Yes, I agree with you, long shot. However, I have a lot of videos and people to see up there, and I'll be doing the suspension on the Jeep as well up there. That one's getting done through my boy Jason on Off Grid Solutions PDX. But no, I'm actually going back up to see Mark at Nomadic Customs. He's got a couple vans that he wants me to tour, so I'm very excited for that. And he's got some really, really, really good stuff coming up in the pipeline. So I really wanted to show him off yet again. Hi, Janine. Thank you. What's up in PDX? I'm not up there. I'm in Bend, Oregon. Oh, that's where you just asked me, like, what's up in there? What's going on in PDX? That's why I'm going. Mark Miles from Light Harvest Solar I'm meeting up with. I think I'm meeting up with somebody else. I have it all written down. Why are vans on Van Life Trader so darn expensive? Yeah, JR Dirty at 530. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a question that I always ask myself, which is, are they getting what they're asking for? My bet is no, but it's possible that they are getting that. I think that they are, the Van Life Trader ones are comparable to the RV Trader, website as well. I don't think they're getting that. I mean, listen, guys, I will probably go more in depth into this in my podcast because I don't have a filter on my podcast, which if you guys want to go check that out, it's Who's This Effing Guy. But I don't know what to say to that. I think some people are delusional and some people are right, or it's perfect in pricing. But I do think some people are delusional. Yes. Annette Gray, who doesn't love Mark? Mark is talented. Any updates on the water capture feature that Buck SD was talking about? I will be seeing him the second week of May, and I will ask him about that. But no, I don't know of anything offhand. Can I send you a link here, or to a video, or just load it? That we just loaded to YouTube. Bob, send me that link through an email, only because once I close out of this, I probably won't go back into it. But yes, you're more than welcome to send me that through an email. I'm happy to check it out. But just realize that I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do a video with you too, man. All right, let's wrap this up. We got about 5 minutes left, and then I have to go back to editing a video. 7 p.m. where I'm at right now. And guys, I love doing these lives. I love interacting with the people that come on here and also just say hello and all that stuff. The DIY or humble pie, DIY or hire somebody. I'm a big advocate for DIY. I did talk about this a lot. However, hiring somebody is a good way to go. In regards to, I like the DIY assist build, or somebody in the earlier said that a semi DIY, which is a really cool idea. I do like that aspect of it. I like buying the van, doing all the research that I want to do. And then hiring people that I can't do something. I now know how to do electrical, which is great, but I still think moving forward, I would probably hire somebody to do my electrical. I'm probably going to hire somebody to do my plumbing. However, the design and the concept of it, that's what I like to do. So I hire somebody, I would do that myself, excuse me. A lot of times you guys may want your vans to look a certain way. So you're going to probably do your own design. A builder is going to try and implement what they want to do, and they want to also, they're probably going to want to get you involved in that. But I still think the builder is going to want to do things the way that they're going to want to do things. So if you want it to be a true customization, you're going to have to do a DIY. Now, hiring somebody is probably, I guess, better, because I should take that back. Somebody that has got a lot of builds under their belt. This is a long live, but we talked about it earlier where, yes, I think, hiring somebody is great. It's just, you have to make sure that they have at least 5 van builds under their belt, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I might get killed for that one, but yeah, in my opinion, guys. I'm in Vegas right now. I would love to see it. Van Composer, I'm not there, but Bob Lewis is. So actually, Bob, why don't you put the link in here before I end this? So anybody that does want to see your video, Bob, I am more than happy. I'm all about the love. If you guys want to watch Bob's video, you're more than welcome to. How can I get in contact with you, Bob? I would actually probably just look up his company, but again, Bob Lewis, why don't you put that link in there so people can find you? They might need some help. Maybe I obviously I want to find you as well. Do you think do you think a decent DC charger is enough? Yeah, I do think the DC to DC charger is enough. Enough for what? What is the question actually? And that's actually from the screen name of DC to DC. That's interesting. If you have to stay in a hot climate like Texas because of family, how would you make the summer manageable? Air conditioner. What are your thoughts on the AC system that you installed, that I installed? I actually love the AC system that I installed. The thing is, the AC system I installed is more of a stealthy option. So because it's mounted underneath, if you want a little bit less expensive but just as powerful, I would go with a roof mount AC system, which would be like a Nomadic Cooling or a King Tech. I like the Nomadic Cooling unit a lot. A lot. And I'm going to be doing a video with a buddy of mine really soon. And I'm actually going to Nomadic Cooling's, shop in the very, very near future. I might be going to Cruise and Comfort, which is the AC system I had. Whoever just asked that about the AC system, I actually know someone that is selling a Cruise and Comfort for much less money than it is brand new. They bought it with the intentions of putting it in their van. It turns out some things happen and they cannot build a van, period. So they actually have a lot of products. So if you are interested in that, I will put you in touch with them. Please shoot me an email and I will connect the two of you together. I normally do not play matchmaker because it's a lot more work for me. However, why not help out some people that need it? So whoever asked that or interested in a Cruise and Comfort for a little bit less of what the cost is, which is like $4,600. If you want something a little bit cheaper, I'm guessing it's probably $1,000 less than what the retail price is, and they never even used it. They never used it. It's Who's This Effing Guy. You can go. Nothing's on it yet. Nothing's published. Excuse me. That's my podcast for DTSFA. It's Who's This Effing Guy. You can go to my YouTube channel. youtube.com/who's this effing guy. But I'll have a link. I'll have a link to all of my stuff on my website very soon. My website person's working on that stuff. So I will have a link on my website very, very soon to my podcast where you can download and also check out the channel as well. Customvanbuilders@gmail.com to get in touch with Bob. He is the builder out in Las Vegas. Bob, are you also going to any of the festivals that I am going to? And I got to wrap this up, guys. I'm at the 50-minute mark. I usually try to do a 45. What the heck? Would you suggest a black tank in a van conversion? No, I would not. I would prefer doing just a gray and a fresh. I don't think a black tank is necessary unless you're with a company like Cabana Vans, which they are more of a hotel on wheels, and black tank makes sense in them. I did a video with them recently. Somebody asked a question a minute ago that I wanted to get to. Are all solar panels equipped to handle storms? Monsoons are a destructive thing out there. Yes and no. If you were to go to like Light Harvest Solar, they have commercial grade panels. Those are equipped for heavy weather or hail. But you do have to do some research on that, on which ones. I mean, you know, solar panels in general are fragile. The ones I have on my rig, which are the sun flare solar panels, those can take a beating. So if you're interested in those, that's a good way to go. This was one. Stand up or enclosed drop down showers. I prefer more of an enclosed where I'd have to open it up. Why would I prefer that? Because you're not going to use your shower every single day. The bed makes sense. Even that is, people make it, into a transversable bed, right? But the shower, a lot of people shower in gyms or friends' houses or things like that. So, or even sometimes their work. So having a enclosed shower where you can kind of double up on that makes more sense to me. Or drop down. Or now I'm seeing showers come out of the floors. There's a million different ways to do a shower. Obviously, that number, I'm just exaggerating, but you get what I'm trying to say. How would you heat your van if you didn't have the money for a diesel propane heater while you were living in Montana? Work extra jobs to save up for one of those, because honestly, that's the best heaters out there. The ones that tap into your tank. You could do the cheap version of like a Chinese diesel heater. So you can get a Chinese diesel heater for like $100. There's really, other than heated blankets, 0-degree sleeping bags, a crap ton of clothing, like that's the cheapest way. But save up your pennies and do the heating right. Heating is one of those things that you just gotta do it right, in my opinion. Is there jobs boards for van lifers? Oh, that's a good question. I think Facebook might have some. Good night, Firehawk. Dude, thank you so much for staying on for this long. Shoot Bob Lewis a email, Firehawk, because maybe he can send you that video. Or again, I'm going to be doing a Bob Lewis video, absolutely. So not to worry, everybody. Bob Lewis, you got a lot of promotion out of this. Yes, Mark, because I'm about to sign off any minute now. So yes, Mark, you did miss the beginning of this. I apologize. I believe his company's called Custom Van Builders out of Las Vegas. Link is above the Gmail. There you go. See you at VanFest, Van Composer. What up? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be going to VanFest on May 8th, and I'll be going to Tiny Fest in San Diego on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of May. So very excited. All right, guys, 7 p.m. I'm signing off. I got a tour coming out tomorrow. Go to jaredtachi.com for more information. Go to obviously my videos to go watch some more. And I am out of here. I will check you guys later.